Welcome to BasketNews Talks. I'm the host Donatas Urbanas. We're Radisson Kaunas Hotel and we're hosting Fenerbahce Beko Istanbul newcomer Kostas Antetokounmpo. Welcome, Kostas.
Thank you for having me, man.
If you don't mind, I will start this conversation with the great epilogue of the book of Giannis. And I think that your role was one of the key in the opening lines of this book. I will read some short lines in the beginning. Giannis Antetokounmpo and his family didn't have much time. They had to until sundown to get out of their apartment. They had fallen short on the rent again. They were being evicted again. After packing all their belongings, Giannis and his brothers looked at each other, staring at their massive fridge in the kitchen, each thinking, what we are going to do with this. Then Kostas, 9 years old at the time, spotted a small skateboard. Let's put it on the skateboard, he squealed. Giannis, 12, and his father stared blankly at each other. What other options did they have? Let's give it a try. It seemed impossible, the giant fridge on a punny skateboard. It looked ridiculous. And from what I understood, it took like 1 mile to get that fridge to your friend's house. You actually managed to make it. And, there are a lot of different angles on how you can look at this story. Of course, the main angle is that what you have to go through, what you guys achieved, and how inspiring your story was. But I tried to look at your angle, and let's be honest, it's pretty impressive for a 9-year-old kid to have such a creative and out-of-the-box idea. Was it something that you always stood out among your brothers?
I mean, I don't know. I just felt like at that moment, maybe it was just so much stuff going on, which you just want to put like a helping hand, you just want to do something to help. And, maybe I just threw out an idea that maybe some people would say it's not smart, but at the time it was like, hey, maybe we could do it. And it worked. We was able to put the fridge on the skateboard and we was able to roll it on the street. Like we did it at midnight so nobody could see us.
Yes, and so it's something which you kind of stands you out from other brothers. You're always that creative, out of the box.
I think so, a little bit. I have like sometimes different thinking, try to think out the box, like have different ideas. And I think that's one thing that is just different, like about us. We don't all think the same. We try to all put a little bit of our taste in every little thing.
Talking about the on-floor things, what basketball? Name me one basketball element which you do better than Giannis.
Than Giannis, I would say my switching, switching, being able to switch so 1 through 5.
Okay.
I think I do that better than Giannis.
What do you think if Giannis was in this room? What his response?
I think he agreed, because during the summer in the national team, he was telling me the same thing. Like he was telling me that he'd never played with a big man that's able to switch like that. Even like with I played in Europe last year. I was able to switch on like guards like Mike James, like Larkin. And I was able to hold my ground and not let them score immediately on me, something like that.
Yeah. Talking about the national team, speaking of the national team, you mentioned the EuroBasket experience. And one of my last, memories with you from the EuroBasket, I was also there, was that you were very emotional after that game.
Yeah.
Can you explain what was behind all these emotions and how Kostas Antetokounmpo usually bounces back? Was the next day, was the following week or month is for Kostas?
It was just that moment, when it happens, you just have to forget about it, keep moving forward. But it was an emotional moment because we had goals as a team, and we fought very hard. We played against a really good team. That Germany that night was a really good team. Salute to them, and it just came out of me. And it was just not me; it was the other players too. When we got back to the locker room, they had the same response. So it was just a little bit heartbreaking, but it's basketball, so
yeah, it was another time. The big topic was, how Giannis, how others can adjust to FIBA rules, FIBA basketball, to utilize all of his strengths. Can you bring us to the room where you all guys try to discuss what you should do different next year, what maybe didn't work out as you wanted, or what challenges you all saw on the court, the way how other teams try to stop you, starting from Czech Republic probably, and then of course Germany.
I mean, I feel like that's like a coach question, but I will give you my answer. I think that obviously we have a team with one really good player, a superstar. So we have to use him in the best of his abilities, and we have to contribute as much as we can. You know, we can't just like try to piggyback off him and just try to say he's gonna save us or something like that. You know, and we just all have to come together and play as a team. I feel like, and it's gonna work. I feel like we was doing pretty good that EuroBasket. You know, like I said, we played against like I'm not gonna say, I felt like Germany made every single three they took. That's how I felt. So it was a tough game. So I don't think it's a lot of stuff that have to change, but I think it's some little stuff that we change and they could help us.
We actually have a great question from BasketNews Plus member regarding to FIBA rules. And the question is from Audrius Vaškevičius. We heard from several European playmakers that it's easier to score in the NBA. Is it the same experience for you as a big guy?
I think it is easier to score in the NBA just because of the...
Even for a big, right?
Even for a big. I think in general it's easier to score in the NBA.
Yeah.
Either for the, just the rules, you know, like... like if you have a guy like Eddie Tavares, like a big body, you know, he cannot stay in the paint. So he has to move around. So once you see an opening, you have the chance to take it. Here in Europe, it's like he could just wait for you at the basket every time. So it's harder here. And just like, you know, just the spacing, the rules, it's a little bit easier in NBA, I think, to score.
Speaking of FIBA basketball, FIBA 3-on-3 basketball is a big thing right now, at least here in Europe. And I don't know if you watched Giannis on Serge Ibaka's show. I think the name of the show is How Hungry Are You? It was a great show, actually. But Jrue Holiday also went there later, a few weeks ago. And he actually said that if there would be a game between Antetokounmpo brothers and Holiday brothers, they would beat you on the court.
I'd probably guard Giannis. So coming to scoring, let's say me and Giannis even each other out. My older brother can shoot, and my younger brother can shoot. They can both score. And it's been seen in the league. Not saying that TA and Kostas can't, but...
Who's gonna win?
The holidays.
Holidays.
The holidays.
What would be your response? How can you imagine this 3-on-3 game against Holiday brothers?
I don't know. I feel like how tall are the Holiday brothers? I know one of them is which one is the tallest?
They're all guards, actually.
They're all guards. So
yeah.
So yeah, we're if it was to play, they would be playing an average of at least 6'7". Where I'm 6'10", 6'11". Giannis is like 6'11", and Thanasis is like 6'7". So if they hit shots, yeah, okay. But if they don't hit shots, they're losing by a lot, I feel. But you know, I mean, I would do the same. I would pick my brothers for sure and say that I'm going to win.
Fair enough. I didn't expect anything else. It's great to see you here in Europe, returning to Europe. And we have another question from another BN Plus member. Actually, he's Greek, Yordanis Sadiropoulos. And he writes, I would like to ask Kostas if he was close to join Olympiacos or Panathinaikos in the past, and if his decision to join Fener was made because of Itoudis.
I was never like in serious discussion with those teams. It's always like maybe they say they have interest in you, but it's never been like an offer. So I couldn't say I was ever close to joining any of those teams, but for sure it was, you know, going to that team the way it was Fener at the time, having Nick Kalafis as a point guard, big point guard, played it with him before, and having Itoudis as a coach is like a no-brainer, you know. So it wasn't a hard choice to do, you know.
And I have another memory from the EuroBasket. I remember I was in the media zone after the game against Germany. Itoudis finished his media session, and there was your brother Thanasis waiting for him. As soon as he finished the media session, Thanasis hugged him, and they walked slowly to the locker rooms. And I felt that it spoke of great relationship you guys, the whole team, had with the head coach. What do you think? What led you guys to create that bond with the coach? Because usually here in Europe it goes, if you're getting eliminated pretty early, oh, the coach is the worst, the team is the worst, everybody, you know, gets into some arguments, and it's really hard to be as a team after even such a big losses. Yeah. What can you say about that relationship? You
know, what you just said, it's all like outside noise. Most of the time when that happened, it comes from the outside. So I'm really grateful that it never came from the inside. So when we lost, like, we never was able to say, oh, blame him, or No, never. It was just like, hey man, we tried our best. No, we had a discussion too with some of the people from the federation. Hey, man, you guys say you guys gave it your all. You made Greece fall in love again with basketball because all of Greece was watching it. So hopefully we get another chance to prove what we can do, and we just keep moving forward. It wasn't ever really a pointing fingers or blaming. So I feel like just the whole time we was doing like the pre-camp and stuff like that, it was able to just build with the players and with the coaches like a relationship that will allow us to do that.
Mm-hmm. Did he call to recruit you to Fenerbahce? Did you speak with him before the decision?
It was like my agent first. We talked, and he told me, maybe you might have that offer. If you want me to look into it, I was like, sure, why not? I'll look into it, and then he told me, okay, you might be open, and I said, okay. He said, if you want to talk to the coach and stuff like that, I talked to him. He said, I have this offer for you if you want to come, work for your spot, play hard, and nothing is guaranteed. And I said, for sure, coach, I want to come and help the team, and it's okay.
It's your second season here in the EuroLeague?
It's my second season in the EuroLeague, yeah.
What kind of identity you want to build here in the EuroLeague?
Definitely want to be, I want to be a dominant player in the EuroLeague, a dominant big. I've seen people that went by and had wonderful careers in the EuroLeague, and I really I love playing in this league, and that's it really. I just want to build my career here and keep moving forward as a player.
From what I remember from the book, I remember that you didn't have many opportunities to follow EuroLeague basketball as close as many Europeans. Let's say you also left to the United States pretty early, but maybe you have any EuroLeague bigs, your favorite bigs you like to follow or you like to watch, and maybe you have some comparisons considering your playing style?
Sure, yeah. When I was younger, most of the bigs I used to watch was Olympiacos, Panathinaikos bigs. So Yorgos is one of my favorites. He's super skilled foreman. Loved this game when I was younger. I liked Sofo. Mm-hmm. Sofo was dominant. He was when I was able to catch some games, he'd go crazy. So I liked his game. I liked Batiste from Panathinaikos. Same dominant big. And Hines,
of course.
Hines. When Olympiacos when they won back in the back, was it back to back, right? Back to back, 2012, 2013.
Yeah, I think so.
Back to back, yeah.
Yeah.
Hines was unbelievable, man. He was
he changed the game. He changed the game in the EuroLeague. Yeah.
It was undersized big, and he was just like his energy and his motor was crazy. So I was like, this guy's amazing.
Do you think we can put him as a kind of your role model here in the EuroLeague, that you can build your game
Hines,
after
for sure.
with the defensive impact?
For sure, the defensive impact. I feel like Hines is one of the best defensive bigs, or maybe the best defensive big in the EuroLeague. Being able to do like the thing I said, like switch 1 through 5, and not let people score on him is incredible. The coach sees you as when a coach can see you as not as a defensive liability. It's great, because if he wants to put you in the game, it's like, oh man, he cannot guard, he cannot move his feet, he cannot do that. He's always hesitant to throw you in the game, But once you're not a defensive liability, it's easier for coaches to throw you in the game.
You mentioned watching a lot of Panathinaikos Olympiacos games. Can you bring us to your room again? How all the brothers are watching those games? Thanasis played for Panathinaikos. Giannis is Olympiacos guy, right? So I believe there was a huge beef between them watching games, right?
Nah, I don't know if Giannis is Olympiacos guy. Just seen him with Olympiacos clothes when he was young, so everybody thinks he's Olympiacos guy. But Thanasis played for Panathinaikos, yeah. So we supported the Panathinaikos back in the day when Thanasis was there for sure.
Oh, so okay, gotcha. You had the privilege to be around probably at least 3 guys who might have a case to be considered as top 10 all-time players. I'm talking about Luka, LeBron, and Giannis. What quality they all share? What's the same quality they all have?
I'll probably say it's the mentality. It's like when I was with Dallas, like just seeing Luka, he was young, he came like when he got 18, he get drafted or 19 maybe years old.
18, 19, yeah.
He didn't seem like he was 19. Like and you're playing like you're 28 years old at 19. He's like, yeah, man, I've been playing for a while. You know, it's like I play EuroLeague, and he's just like everybody have their own little piece. LeBron is, you know, on this professional, super professional guy. You know, on his time, had to do his treatment, do his workout, eat good, you know, stuff like that. Giannis is hardworking guys. Like if he doesn't, like he will do something till he get it right. Like you've seen like games, if he shoot like a bad free throw percentage, like he stays after the game to shoot free throws. Like he would do something till he get it right. Like he would not leave the gym till he get it right. So it's just the mentality part, I feel like always sets him apart.
Yeah, I believe that these were great examples for you to learn from them. And I believe that NBA championship season was also a great lesson for you as a young player. And although the ring, your name will be written in the basketball history as the first Antetokounmpo who won the NBA title, of course. But it's only, I think the final result is only the top of the iceberg. What did you take from that whole journey with the team, which you can also try to maybe adapt, you know, in your following years of the career, and maybe here with Fenerbahce trying to win the EuroLeague?
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy, man. It's not. A lot of people finish their career, they have great careers, and then you end up looking back and it's like, did this guy win? And never won. And it's not easy to win. And obviously, like you said, like being like the first Antetokounmpo to have a championship, and then the next year my brother had one, it felt great, you know, because it's just seeing them how hard he was working to win, how much he wanted to win. So it was amazing. It was an amazing experience for me, and I think for him too. So once you get a taste of that, you want to always win. You always want to win. So like set goals. Like I said, like we had a goal this last summer to win the EuroBasket. Next summer, whatever we have a goal, we're trying to do that. Next goal might be the Olympics. Just always a goal. You know, this season, the EuroLeague and the Turkish League, you always set a goal to win.
So Kostas, I wish to see you here in Kaunas in May when the Final Four time comes. Thanks a lot for this conversation.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.